All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scotty McKay on 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Scooter, we're going to be doing this for a couple months now. We're going to make a really concerted effort to get Brian Propp some recognition and into the Hockey Hall of Fame. And now it's time for, listen, I had the opportunity to be introduced to my next guest, a very special story, a story of overcoming adversity and survival. Let's go to the sports hotline and welcome into the locker room, Joey Gorman. What's up, Joey?
Billy, how are you?
Joey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I am just living the dream in quarantine, but I'm very fortunate for the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
You know, Joey, you and I have a mutual friend in Franny McIntyre, and when he told me about your story, I said, geez, you know, that's unbelievable. He said you're a great guy, and so you know I've been talking to you over the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to bring your story to the limelight here a little bit, and get people to understand what you went through, and also help maybe get some support for your charity. Now, you were diagnosed with Chiari brain malformation. Explain a little bit to the people what that is.
Yeah, so Chiari malformation, it's a neurological disorder where the bottom part of the cerebellum kind of descends out of your skull, and then it starts to crowd your spinal cord, kind of puts pressure on your brain, your spinal cavity, and it causes, you know, some pretty disabling issues. So it's, you know, it can lead to some spinal cysts and many other things as well. But yep, I'm a Chiari advocate now.
So Joey, you know, you were a promising young, promising baseball player, a lefty pitcher, a left-handed pitcher, get a ride to St. Joe's, and how did you when did this start to manifest itself?
Yes, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go to St. Joe's to play ball and continue my education. And early on in my freshman year, probably October, I was in the weight room with the team, and I was doing leg press, pushed out, and kind of lost feeling on my left side. And it was there at that day I learned at the hospital that you know, this Chiari malformation, my brain was too low and probably tapped my spinal cord. And yeah, it was tough. It was, you know, you're a young kid, you think you have everything lined up. I'm gonna go to college, play ball. And then all of a sudden, boom, you know, 6 a.m. lift kind of changed the cards for everything.
Well, so that was the first time, Joe. This is Scotty McKay. That was the first time that you kind of noticed something was wrong. Were there any other symptoms that you had, or odd things going on in your body that you didn't realize, and just maybe said, you know, I'm having a headache today, it's not a big deal? But anything else that noticed that first clicked for you?
No, that's a great question. So previously, my senior year of high school, I began having headaches around Thanksgiving of my senior year, which would have been previously one full year. I was in and out of CHOP with different symptoms. They treated migraines. Never thought of this. And then I kept having double vision. My back was hurting. I was having so many other symptoms a year previously that kind of got underlooked or perhaps misdiagnosed, because Chiari is so underdiagnosed in a sense where it's often treated as migraines, or you know, they look into autoimmune or so many other things. But yes, my whole senior year at Newman Goretti was pretty disabling, was pretty tough. I was getting acupuncture before class, was going in for migraine treatments, and little did I know at that time that it would lead to me getting to college and having that little bit of an incident where, you know, many doctors thought I was lucky that, hey, it wasn't irreversible or nothing else major happened that day. But there were some signs. Yep. They just kind of went under the radar.
Now, it seems like there's 3 levels of this, you know, 1, 2, and 3, obviously 3 being the worst. But
yeah,
other than sports, how does this affect anything like in your daily life? Is there anything that you can't do as well you used to do that changes the way you do things?
For sure. It's you may see me walking down the street and I look pretty normal. Fortunately, that's kudos to my doctors, surgeons, and everything. But there are so many symptoms that I deal with on a daily basis. I'm not allowed to lift a particular amount of weight. I can't really strain. I'm unable to. It's tough. It's vertigo. It's kind of like it comes and goes in episodes. There's definitely many things that do happen along the lines that people don't see behind the scenes. But as much as I try to live a normal life, I'm unable to do certain things. I can't do, roller coaster rides, which, hey, it's not the end of the world, but I do have to be a little bit
down
more
at the
cautious
Jersey
than
Shore,
a normal person.
Joey, down at the Jersey Shore, that's what you want to do. You want to be on a roller coaster.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a tease when you're down in Wildwood or, if I want to go to Disney and everybody's doing certain rides, but I have to kind of be careful. I can't be jerked certain ways. And it's, it's kind of like a trial and error basis. I try certain things. I still go to the gym and try to keep myself in shape, but I'm unable to do, many of the things I did before, but it's a learning experience. And every morning I wake up, I tell people I feel like I'm hungover, like every morning. It takes me about an hour to kind of get up and get going.
Billy feels the same way.
Yeah. And I don't want to make light of this, Joey. We're talking with Joey Gorman, former promising young baseball player, went to St. Joseph's University. He came down with Chiari brain malformation. And, Joey, tell us a little bit about what you do to enlighten people. You have a foundation, or you have a charity that helps people, inform people about this unusual brain disorder.
Yeah, absolutely. We were in the process of pursuing, a 501c3, and it was called "Losing is Not an Option," where it used to be a phrase written under the brim of my hat in high school. That was my approach, that I'm not going to win every game, I'm not going to win every outing, but if I approach my life and my craft that losing's not an option, I'm going to put my best foot forward. And it kind of became the slogan for this movement, the social media movement, to raise awareness to this condition. I kind of realized being a college athlete was a platform to shed light on this condition, to educate others, raise awareness, perhaps raise funds to, help others. My family, we had no idea what this was. When I got hurt, we had no one to lean on, no one to ask questions to, no one to ask about doctors or treatments. And that was definitely the scariest thing. Wasn't necessarily me going through it. It was watching my family feel hopeless. So if I could in return be kind of a source to help others, maybe a kid in the future wouldn't have to go through as many things I had to go through, wouldn't have had many setbacks. And, it led to, your boy Franny Mac. I draw on the side. I did a little design, wanted to have a shirt of my own when I started playing ball again. Franny created some custom shirts. It turned into all of my friends and family wanting them. And we started making shirts to raise awareness. And these shirts had a zipper on the back of them that represented my scar. And they've made themselves across the world to raise awareness.
Hey, Joey, if anybody wants to get the shirt, or where can they go for more information? Is there a website? Do you have a chat with the charity information?
No, so at the moment, it's kind of like people would just ask me or ask Franny.
Okay.
It was kind of, I didn't sell them to raise funds. It was more or less we sold them to
just awareness.
Raise awareness. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We got about a minute left, Joe. We got about a minute left. I just want to let you know that you overcame adversity, and obviously baseball now was kind of put on the back burner. Now you got a podcast. Tell us a little bit about your podcast. You got about a minute left.
Yeah, absolutely. During this quarantine and when this coronavirus hit, I felt like I never would be able to relate to all athletes at one time. Like the game was taken away from me in a split second. And this year, every athlete is going through that adversity. And I thought that maybe I could share some advice on the mental side of how to adjust and how to not define yourself by just your sport. So it led to a podcast where we're talking and interviewing young athletes from all ages on how to get through this tough time and prepare for, life when things do pick back up. Because, hey, at the end of the day, the game doesn't last forever. So how can we prepare ourselves to live our lives and not define ourselves strictly by our sport?
The name of your podcast is Athletes Out of Action. You can get it on Google Podcasts, right? Spotify. How many locations?
Major podcast platform. Yep.
All right. Well, Joey, listen, man, we thank you a lot for taking time to come in and shedding some light on and making people aware of Chiari brain malformation. And listen, man, take care. And one of these days, I'll tell you some Franny Mac stories.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear those. I'm very appreciative of the opportunity. This is what it's all about. Hopefully, someone listening, there's someone out there that could get some help from this. So I really appreciate the platform and the opportunity from you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, there, Joey Gorman. Everybody, I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents and brokers, lenders, home builders, and developers, and attorneys to facilitate real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. For more information, call Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect properties. Available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. And friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a customer-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations, and invite you to stop in and learn about their entire line of premium luxury vehicles, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-defining all-new Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides new Maserati loaner cars. So add a little bit of flair to your next new vehicle. Contact my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the main line, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up the first hour. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.